Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor from 161 to 180 CE, stands as a singular figure in the history of philosophy, not for a voluminous corpus like Plato or Aristotle, but for a single enduring work, Meditations. Composed in Greek during the final decade of his life, likely between 170 and 180 CE, while he led military campaigns against Germanic tribes along the Danube, this text is no formal treatise or public address but a private journal, a collection of raw, introspective notes scribbled in the flickering light of a tent. Born in 121 CE to a prominent Roman family, Marcus was groomed for power, adopted by Emperor Antoninus Pius, and thrust into leadership during a tumultuous era. The Antonine Plague ravaged the empire, barbarian incursions threatened its borders, and personal losses, including the deaths of many of his children, shadowed his reign. Yet amid this chaos, he turned to Stoicism, a philosophy he'd imbibed from his tutor Rusticus and the writings of Epictetus, to forge a path of resilience and virtue. Meditations is the fruit of that labor, a dialogue with himself that survived through copies made after his death. His writings offer a lived practice, distilled into key themes such as gratitude and the role of mentors, the discipline of perception, the triviality of events and emotions, duty and action, acceptance of death and mortality, and unity with nature and humanity. Together, these facets reveal a man who transformed Stoic principles into a lifeline, a philosophy not of the academy but of the battlefield, making his work a unique and timeless contribution to human thought. The opening book of Meditations strikes an unexpected chord, gratitude. Unlike Plato, who constructs ideal forms, or Aristotle, who dissects virtue in abstract terms, Marcus begins with a personal litany of thanks, a catalog of the people who molded him, from family to mentors to the gods themselves. Writing in his late 50s, he reflects on his grandfather Annius Verus, who taught him good character and emotional restraint, a steady hand that likely steadied a boy destined for power. His father, known through adoption, imparted modesty and firmness, a blend of gentleness and resolve that Marcus would mirror as emperor. His mother, Lucilla, gifted him piety, generosity, and a distaste for luxury, planting seeds of moral simplicity in a child surrounded by Rome's opulence. Then there's Junius Rusticus, his Stoic tutor, who handed him Epictetus's discourses and curbed his youthful pretensions with blunt honesty, steering him from rhetoric's flash to philosophy's depth. The longest tribute goes to Antoninus Pius, his adoptive father and predecessor, whom Marcus praises for unshakable integrity, patience with fools, and a rejection of flattery, refusing statues in his honor, a humility rare in a ruler. Friends like Maximus, with his grace under suffering, and Sextus, with his natural kindness, round out this mosaic, while Marcus even thanks the gods for good fortune and survival. This isn't casual praise, but a deliberate Stoic exercise, a recognition that virtue is relational, learned through flesh and blood examples rather than solitary genius. He dissects what each gave him, practical traits like diligence, tolerance, and resilience, offering a blueprint for mentorship. Seek those who live authentically, challenge you constructively, and anchor you in ethics. For an emperor who could have claimed divine self-sufficiency, this humility is striking, a lesson in interdependence that sets Meditations apart as a philosophy rooted in gratitude, not isolation. From this grounding, Marcus pivots to the discipline of perception, a Stoic tenet he wields like a sword against life's chaos. He states in a quote that resonates with this, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This dichotomy of control holds that externals, be it a senator's insult, a storm's ruin, or a battle's loss, are powerless unless we grant them sway through our judgments. Marcus drills this into himself with relentless specificity. In Book 2, he braces for the day's annoyances where he states, "I'll meet meddling, ungrateful, arrogant people," but vows not to be upset, since their souls are theirs, not his. In Book 4, he writes, "If you're distressed by anything external, the pain isn't due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke. This is not a passive idea, but an active mental art. Strip events to their bare facts," he urges, "and see a rude comment as mere words, a setback as just an occurrence." He applies it to death itself in Book 6. Look at it in its naked reality, a natural process, and don't let imagination add terror. Ruling during the plague that killed millions and wars that tested Rome's edges, Marcus faced a deluge of uncontrollable factors, yet he clung to this inner citadel. Marcus locates peace solely within, a radical inward turn. His method, pause, analyze, reframe, accept, offers readers a tool to tame anxiety, from petty slights to profound losses, forged in an emperor's crucible and distilled into blunt, practical wisdom. This mastery of perception feeds into his next obsession, the triviality of events and emotions, where Marcus's cosmic gaze transforms daily dramas into specks. In a manner which cuts through human fuss with brutal clarity, he states, "Soon you'll be ashes or bones, a mere name, if that." He then zooms out to the universe's scale, stating, Asia, Europe, just corners, the ocean, a drop, all time, a pinpoint. Fame, he scoffs, is futile. Alexander, Pompey, Caesar, world shakers all, now dust, their deeds forgotten. Anger too, he dismisses, stating, why resent someone for being what they are? It's like blaming a fig tree for figs. Writing amid the Marcomannic Wars grind, surrounded by death and betrayal, Marcus uses this perspective as a balm, personal slights, imperial crises, even his own legacy shrink beside eternity. It's not despair but a deliberate recalibration, as he states, run through what upset you, soon you'll forget it, and so will everyone else. Marcus finds freedom in letting go, not grasping. His practice, picturing a problem in 1,000 years, stacking it against history's sweep, offers a modern antidote to overblown worries, from social feuds to career flops, a minimalist wisdom honed by a man who saw too much to sweat the small. Yet Marcus doesn't drift into apathy. He anchors this detachment in duty and action, the pulsing core of his Stoic ethics. He states in Book 5, at dawn, when you're reluctant to get up, say, I'm rising to do the work of a human being. This gritty call to shake off lethargy and embrace purpose is complemented with a call to virtue. Justice, courage, and self-discipline, where he states, do what's right, even if no one notices, rejecting applause for integrity's sake. He applies this to all scales, ruling Rome justly where reason guides him, as he states, your soul's tools are impulse to justice, desire for truth, action aligned with reason. This isn't the armchair virtue of a scholar, but the sweat-soaked resolve of a leader. During years of war, plague, and loss, Marcus saw his imperial role as service, not privilege. He states, what benefits the whole benefits me, a Stoic twist on duty that echoes through his governance, evident in historical hints like legal reforms in the Historia Augusta. Marcus's duty is universal. Every person has a role, from farmer to emperor, and his self-directed pep talks with internal dialogue such as, stop whining. It's up to you, reveal a man wrestling with exhaustion to live it. It is philosophy in action, and a call to act with purpose, serve others, and persevere. Death, a specter in his war-torn world, becomes a teacher, acceptance of mortality, where Marcus's Stoic courage shines raw. Life's a moment, its substance in flux. Do good, and that's enough, he reflects in Book 2, staring down his end with unflinching calm. Likely ill, some speculate plague took him in 180 CE, he wrote, facing real loss, children buried, soldiers fallen, his own body waning. Yet he calls death nature's process, a return to atoms, not a horror. He meditates on it daily, think of yourself as dead, you've lived, now use what's left. He encourages us to act now in the short time we have by stating, do what's in front of you, because death hangs over you. Marcus embraces death as a deadline, a natural close that gives life urgency. His personal stakes of grieving at family loss and leading through plague make this visceral. He states, a little flesh, breath. A ruling mind, soon scattered. For readers, it's a jolt. Face your end not to tremble, but to live, a lesson forged in a tense dim light, surrounded by mortality's toll. Marcus weaves these strands into unity with nature and humanity. His broadest vision is where Stoic metaphysics meets ethics. In Book 6 he states, we're made for cooperation, like hands, feet, eyelids, parts of one whole. In this light, Marcus shows humanity as a single body bound by reason, the universe's logos. He ponders nature's order and chooses harmony when he states, if the gods made this, it's good, I'll work with it. This pantheism fuels his ethics, tying personal virtue to collective good. As emperor, he lived this, fostering Rome's stability. He states, people will be selfish, rude, but they're human, like me, showing acceptance of flaws as part of the fabric. Writing in isolation, he clings to connection, using natural imagery like rivers merging or breath shared. It is a warming unity, a counterpoint to his solitude that offers readers a timeless call, live not apart, but as parts linked to all. In totality, Meditations is Marcus Aurelius's lone but monumental work, a Stoic testament born from an emperor's crucible. Its themes, gratitude for mentors who shaped him, discipline over perception storms, dismissal of events' triviality, devotion to virtuous action, acceptance of death's embrace, and unity with nature's whole, form a cohesive guide, raw and unpolished, yet profound. Marcus's notes are personal, a man wrestling with himself to live well amid war's din, plague's shadow, and power's weight. Written for his eyes alone, it speaks universally, offering tools for resilience, purpose, and peace. His context, leading Rome through its darkest hours, lends his words grit, gratitude kept him humble, perception steadied him, triviality freed him, duty drove him, mortality focused him, and unity bound him to others. Marcus emerges not as a theorist but a practitioner, a philosopher and ruler who didn't just ponder virtue but embodied it, his voice echoing from a Danube camp to today's fractured age, proving that one work, honed by struggle, can rival empires in its reach. Thank you for watching. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and stay tuned for more content on the philosophy series.